Every game says it's a masterpiece, but let's be real, most of them are lying.
Welcome to Good, Great, or Garbage, the series where I play games that you're talking about and some that you probably should have ignored. We're talking new releases, underrated gems, and just some overhyped disasters. And there can only be three outcomes: good, great, or garbage.
Please do keep in mind that these are all my personal opinions based on my experience with the game at the time of recording. I may not know everything about the game, so just bear with me.
Greetings, Jadanuskes, and welcome to the first episode of Good, Great, or Garbage. Now, this ain't our usual genre of ROBLOX games, but this is a true hidden gem amongst the rubble of ROBLOX games. Now, Purgatory is an isometric action roguelike game that's a tongue twister, inspired by multiple well-known games like Hades, Deep Walking, Combat Initiation, and Parry. Purgatory is currently sitting at 300 active players, 200k favorites, and only 13 million visits. Now, knowing the kind of numbers that Slav games can produce, it's safe to say Purgatory deserves its title as a hidden gem. Now, as always, the game's link can be found in the video description below, so if you do enjoy this video and you're interested in this game, you definitely check it out for yourself. Hopping into Purgatory for the first time, you're greeted with a kind tutorial which covers both the game's mechanics and the information, or I think it does. I kind of skipped the tutorial, not gonna lie. Purgatory can be played with up to 4 players, or you can go in solo with 2 different modifiers, enhancing the game's experience and difficulty. Spawning in, you're put up against an incoming wave of enemies that you first have to defeat to unlock a bunch of different upgrades to your character. Similar to Deep Walking's talent system, picking one of these upgrades can open you up to a different skill tree or lock you from another of different abilities that the player can use to enhance their gameplay based on personal preference. You know, I'm an agility person. I like movement, being fast, and punching even faster. So I found a mix of agility and damage to be the most enjoyable for me. My personal favorite part of this game is the camera angle and the movement mechanics. I know not everybody likes this type of camera angle or this type of game or this type of movement or anything, but honestly, I low-key wish more Roblox games that aren't parry based introduce more dodging patterns to bosses and enemies. You know, it's actually a really good system when it's done the right way. I feel if a Roblox game doesn't have fluid and flexible movement, I just get that feeling of it's just really uncomfortable to play. It's like I feel restricted, in a box, constrained, and I just don't like that. I can't. I hate that. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, after a certain amount of waves are defeated, you'll have to fight a boss. You know, following just your normal dungeon crawler game. These boss fights are actually pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. With each boss fight having a completely different mechanic system. Some are basic, only requiring you to dodge and parry. Some shoot fireballs and teleport across the map. And some make you fight hordes of enemies before taking all your HP in one hit. I really like this game though. So you better get ready to parry or dodge. Now, I ain't get that far into my playthrough, so I can't say what other bosses or how many waves you have to go and fight in order to complete the game. But I did look up a video and I think there was only like one more afterwards that I didn't really get to do. So I don't know how that boss works or how that wave functions or anything like that. The game was kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a newbie. What do you expect? Now, once you're back in the lobby after a few matches or 2, you'll see you've collected a few points. These points can be used for a multiple of things. Either to buy wonderful ores for your swords and a legendary weapon, the baguette, or any other lame looking sword you decide to choose other than the wonderful breadstick. Other than cosmetics, points can be used to upgrade both your soul mastery and to buy contracts. Now, soul mastery is a way to increase the base stats your character starts with when the game starts. For instance, zeal increases your movement speed and essence increases your health. Contracts, on the other hand, are a solid buff that directly aids your character in game. I think you can equip up to 3 different contracts at a time, each giving their own respective buff and benefit to your team. Now, that's all the basic overview of Purgatory. Here's where I think this game might actually fall short, or might be falling short. Now, I'm not too tapped into the community, my first time playing, but I did do a little bit of digging into the Discord, and you might hear me repeat this phrase hundreds of times, but all games suffer from it. And if a game can find a way around this, that just automatically makes the game a great game. There's no end game. You beat all the bosses on max difficulty. You do it with a whole bunch of friends. You get every cosmetic, every weapon. You max out your soul mastery. Now what? You know, I'm sure lots of players have that natural fall off afterwards, and that's just because people don't like repetitive content without updates or changes. Speaking of updates, there's nothing bad to really say in this category. The game actually is pretty consistent with their updates and reworks, and looking into the feedback channels, I see a lot of the moderators are actually surprisingly transparent with the community on, you know, future additions and areas that the game might feel lackluster in. You'll go into a feedback channel and see a member wants, like, you know, a boss rework, and a moderator will come in there like, hey, we working on it. Rock with that. A lot more devs need to be like that, or a lot more moderators need to have that access to information to give to the community, because devs don't have all the time in the world to answer every question. But having moderators do that, you know what I'm saying? Just common thing that just isn't so common for some reason. I really enjoyed my time on Purgatory, but I'm not gonna lie, the game felt kind of short. Like, once you get the mechanics down after your third boss, you pretty much finish the game. And if you like the game, you just do the whole thing over again. And if you just found it somewhat enjoyable, you just never play again. Aside from new bosses and classes, maybe some different game modes might help fill this void of content. You know, something like an aimless mode or a boss rush mode, just to always have something that the players can come back to. I feel like that's kind of what this game needs. It's more of like a one and done type game feel, but regardless, still a good game. I really enjoyed my first experience with it. And lastly, the obvious one, Purgatory only 4 players. What if I wanted to play with a 5th or 6th players, devs, huh? I got a big group of friends. I might sound like I'm trolling, but hey, that was just the case in my experience. We had to drop someone when we started. Dang. Now, I don't want to feel like I'm nitpicking, because there really isn't too much to go into detail about this game, because it isn't a bad game for what it's worth. It's just short. That's it. I'm not sure how long this game has been out, but I see it gets its constant updates, and they're working more in the future to add more content to the game. So I think it's pretty good, and it deserves a chance from anyone who's interested. So with that, let me know what you think about Purgatory in the comments down below. And with that, I hope you enjoyed today's video of good, great, or garbage. If there's any games you want me to review, be sure to drop some game recommendations in my Discord's recommendation channel. And if there's any devs that want me to review their game, feel free to shoot me a DM. With that, hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope to catch y'all in the next one. Peace.